Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gabriel Santos here from gfsantos.com. Let me fix you guys real quick. And I got my sister here with me. How do you want to be introduced as?
Jasmine Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Yeah.
And in today's video, so we're here in Rome still. We have the Coliseum right behind us. Me and my sister just hanging out for the day. But we wanted to record a video for you guys. And today's topic, or today's video, is going to be about my sister's experience as I was, like addicted to weed, and then how it's been ever since I've been free of that. So we're gonna start off. I'm just gonna ask my sister just a couple questions, and you're gonna get some insight as to what it's like for people around you when you're kind of doing your own thing, smoking a lot. Because what really helped me, guys, is understanding that although when I smoke weed, it's not hurting anyone else per se, like I'm not drinking and driving, I'm not getting abusive or anything like that, like you are indirectly affecting other people. And more specifically for me, I realized like I'm not being like the best brother I could be when I'm like getting high all the time, and it's specifically when I keep having to I need to figure this weed thing out, right? Because that's dominating my headspace, and my emotional space. And so once I was free of that problem, I was more available to other people in my life, to be there for them, to support them, to have fun with them, to joke around and things like that. So with that said, the first question for my sister is, well, first of all, what is your stance on weed in general?
I have never had anything against it. I myself do smoke once in a while, but I also know myself when I smoke, so I know how much to do, and I know that for me, because I get so relaxed with it, I have to have like nothing to do the next day, and usually I'm a one-day smoker. Mm-hmm. I don't do back-to-back because I know that I can't function properly the next day. Mm-hmm. So, but I have friends that smoke every day. I also have friends that don't smoke at all.
To that point, take it just for others can get to know this. So my sister, she's never had an issue with weed in terms of like, oh my god, I'm addicted. And I think what a lot of people like us who've developed an issue with it, so to speak, see, my sister has clear rules. Her self-awareness is very clear. It's like, okay, when I smoke, I don't want to do jack shit. Yep. And for her, there's a cost to not doing jack shit. And so what is it? Okay, this is a cool segue. So what is it that, because some people, even though they don't do jack shit, they still do it. Yeah. So what is weed for you? Because for some people, for me, it was like I need it to feel happy. Why do you do it, and when do you do it?
Okay, a little backstory. I had developed adult eczema really, really bad. And it was triggered by stress and a bunch of other things too, but I would smoke out, and the stress or anxiety that I was feeling would not make me want to scratch. Okay. So that was one part. Okay. It would help me relax. Okay. And then also when I was having a stressful day, stressful week, whatever, and it's simply purely to relax, just to
interesting,
completely chill out.
What's something else that you do that kind of solve the same problem?
It used to be drinking. Okay. But then I realized it's not so much the drinking as it is being out with my friends. I see. That would relieve my stress. It's the atmosphere really that I would look for.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so moving on. So what was it like for you when I was smoking a lot and just being by myself and always had this problem?
So there were a couple days where I would come home from work and I'd be really excited to come home and share something with you, and you would just be locked up in your room. And for me, because my privacy and my alone time was important to me, I would just kind of let you be. Yeah. But then I wouldn't see you for almost a week. Yeah. So it'd be well, I guess I'll just try and get him later. And then when I would see you, it's real quick. It was you'd say hi and then you were out.
What was I like?
You were distant. pretty distant, a little bit closed off. Like whenever I would try and be like, you know, my happy, bubbly, hi brother type of thing, you would just like kind of brush it off, and then go and do your own thing. So it felt like being left out almost. So, and it made me a little bit sad too, because like I wanted to share things with you and go out and do things with you, and the space just wasn't there for you to be at the same level that I was at that time. So
what was my energy like?
Low. It definitely didn't match mine, even when mine was low.
Mine was like dead.
Not
dead,
but
it's just like not even there.
It's just like, oh, leave me alone.
Just like empty. I was just like empty.
Like I don't want to interact. I don't want to, just let me be. Type of thing.
Kind of like I don't even want to hang out with you.
So it was very distant.
Okay, cool. And then so what was it like? Well, or real quick, what was like? No. Anyway, okay, moving on. What was it like when I finally was free of it and like got control?
It definitely lightened up the mood in the house even. And then you started doing stuff around the house, and your door was left open. So the invite to actually interact with you was there. Talking to you was easier. Although I had no problem with you expressing that you weren't in the mood to talk. But the fact that you communicated to me that you didn't in that moment feel like talking. Perfectly fine. As long as you voice like, you know, how you're feeling.
There's an open line of communication.
It made me feel better. About you being in whatever state you're in. Because even if you did that back when you were in your low state, I would have been like, okay, cool. And I wouldn't feel like it's not necessarily having to do with me, but indirectly having something to do with me.
Let me ask you this. What is something that we do now that was never possible when I was smoking a lot?
You coming into my room. Like the complete randomness of like, hey, so I bought you some chips, you know, like the whole feeling like it's okay to be in each other's spaces. Like we
were close. We got to be close.
There's a lot more fun. There's a lot more laughing. There's a lot more stupid silliness. That's what makes it fun.
So I think what I'd like for the audience to know is like, so it really doesn't have to do with like if you're smoking or not smoking weed. It's like, because I think that there was something much deeper for me going on. Shouts out to this lady. Something much deeper for me going on that like I didn't know what to do with it, so I would just be by myself, and it just so happened that like smoking weed was the thing I was doing. And then when, you know, so for people who are like addicted to weed, like they're in this circle of being like, all right, I'm done, and then they go back and forth, and then they do it, and then they're ashamed of themselves, and then they stay by themselves, and they don't want to be with anyone.
Almost like they feel like, not that no one will understand, but it's almost like you don't want anybody else to know. It's
weird. It's an interesting place to be. Anyway, so I think the message that I want everyone to walk away with is that, so being very direct, like if you're watching this and you're someone who identifies as being very bright and like is interested in being your best self, but for whatever reason this weed thing is something that you can't figure out, like one of the things that really had me turn the corner was getting that, you know, I can't lead and I can't have a positive impact on other people like my sister if I'm like stuck trying to figure out this weed thing, you know. And the true part is like, when you're someone who's failed a lot at something, you become a victim. You're like, I don't know, I can't do it. The reality is that you could do it, but you're just so like, you're so stuck in this I can't do it thing. And so what had me, like I said, what had me push over that edge is like I can't stop digging around. Like I know that I'm the one that is gonna make this through, and it's because of other people, especially the people that I love, that I want to be someone that has a positive impact. And so,
well, I also let you know that it's okay. Like, I also wanted to be a support system for him in whatever he's going through, because I don't want him to be alone in it.
Yeah.
So I let him know that, you know, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, let's not talk about it. But know that I'm here. Communication is big when it comes to something like this. Even if it's not a family thing, but it's people that you're around constantly, communication, because nobody knows what you're going through except for you, unless you tell them, and if you're open to telling them. And most likely the people that care about you will want to know, and they'll support you no matter what. And if that means whatever that means for you, you know, communication, that's all it takes.
Cool. Anything else? Anything else? I'm gonna share a final message with them.
No, that's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, so thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
That's my sister. So final message, y'all. So I can't even zoom in on selfie. Okay, anyways, final message is, so, you're good. I'm gonna take the glasses off because it's so serious. Like, so first of all, this might sound weird, but there's no rush. Like, there's no correct right or wrong timetable for you to figure this out. That's first of all. Second of all, it did take some time for all these pieces to come together. Like, the closest that you see with me and my sister, it didn't just happen all automatically once I quit weed. Like, even when I did have control, like, me and her had to have like a handful, even like 10 conversations, like deep conversations, for us to not even hash through, but just to get some clarity on certain things in our sibling relationship. And so if you're watching this video and you're kind of really like not anywhere close to this point, like, it is a journey, and so it's gonna take time, but don't worry. I'm confident that you will find your answers along the way, and my intention is that these videos are part of that journey of yours in a positive way, and then in a more direct way for people who are ready to hear this message. Like, yo, like, get your just get this figured out. I know you're trying, but what's on the other end of you figuring this out is like the leader in you. Okay, not just in the positive impact way, but like you get to enjoy life, like, because it's enjoyable, and not because it's gonna happen automatically. Like, you get to choose what kind of way life shows up for you. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, by default people walk around and they react to things. Like, you know, if my sunglasses broke right now that I just got yesterday, I'd be sad, but like, it would only last like 3 seconds. You know what I mean? And my point with that statement is, you know, it's my opinion that a lot of us who become addicted to weed, we're kind of like emotionally dependent on weed to feel good, when really being emotionally independent, you know, takes some self-work, but it's worth it, and it's way cheaper. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Signing out from Rome. If you need any more assistance, reach out to me, comment down below. Feel free to buy my book, Marijuana Mindfulness, on Amazon for $10. Great book, one of the best I've ever written. It's the only one I've written so far. Anyways, but until then, signing out from Rome, me and my sister. Till next video.
Bye.
Peace.